My husband started making me coffee every morning, and I thought it was the sweetest thing until the doctor called with my blood test results. It started 6 months ago when Marcus began waking up before me. He'd always been the type to sleep until noon on weekends, but suddenly he was up at 6 a.m., brewing coffee, kissing my forehead. "Made you your favorite," he'd say, handing me a mug with the Barnes and Noble logo we'd gotten on our honeymoon. I thought it was romantic. Then I noticed other changes. He started password protecting his phone. He'd leave the room to take calls, and when I asked who it was, he'd say, "Just work," without making eye contact. I found receipts in his car. $340 at a jewelry store. $89 at some restaurant I'd never heard of. I tried to ignore it because I didn't want to be that wife, but it kept getting worse. He'd come home smelling like perfume. Not my perfume. Something floral and expensive. When I asked, he'd laugh and say I was imagining things. "You've been so stressed lately," he'd say. "Maybe you should talk to someone." That's when I started wondering if I was losing my mind. I'd forget entire conversations. I'd misplace my keys 3 times in 1 week. My hands would shake for no reason. I'd get dizzy standing up. I thought maybe it was early menopause, but I was only 34. I decided to follow him. On Tuesday morning, he said he had a meeting in Richmond. I waited until his car pulled out, then got in my Honda Civic and followed him. He didn't go to Richmond. He went to the CVS on Market Street. I watched him go inside and come out 14 minutes later with a small paper bag. He looked around the parking lot before getting back in his car. I followed him to a storage unit facility. He punched in a code at the gate, and I couldn't follow anymore. I sat in my car for 45 minutes until he came out, empty-handed. That night, he made me coffee again. "Extra cream, just how you like it," he said, smiling. I stared at that mug for a long time before taking a sip. It tasted slightly bitter, but it always did. The next day, I was so dizzy I could barely stand. My vision kept blurring. I called my doctor, and she ordered blood work. I went to LabCorp that afternoon. The woman who drew my blood had to stick me 3 times because my veins kept collapsing. "You need to drink more water, sweetie," she said. But I'd been drinking gallons of it. I was constantly thirsty. Marcus kept being extra attentive. He'd ask how I was feeling. He'd make me coffee every single morning and watch me drink it before he left for work. I started noticing he never drank from the same pot. He always made himself a separate cup. When I asked why, he said his stomach couldn't handle dark roast anymore. 4 days later, my doctor called me at 9:47 a.m. Her voice was different. "Careful. I need you to come into the office right now. Don't drink anything. Don't eat anything. Just come in." My stomach dropped. "What's wrong?" "Your blood work came back with some concerning levels. I need to see you immediately." I drove there with my hands shaking so hard I could barely grip the steering wheel. When I walked into her office, she had papers spread across her desk. "Your arsenic levels are at 847 micrograms per liter," she said. "Normal levels are below 10. You're being poisoned." I couldn't breathe. The room started spinning. "Arsenic? How?" "I don't understand." She leaned forward. "This level suggests chronic exposure over months. Someone has been giving you arsenic regularly in small doses." That's when it hit me. The coffee, every morning, the same mug, Marcus standing over me, watching me drink it, the CVS bag, the storage unit, the separate pot he made for himself. "My husband," I whispered. "He's been making me coffee every morning for 6 months." My doctor's face went white. "You need to call the police right now." "Don't go home. Don't call him. Just call 911. I sat in that office while 2 police officers came to take my statement. They found the storage unit. Inside was a mini fridge filled with bottles of coffee creamer, each one laced with arsenic trioxide. They found my life insurance policy in his car. $2.3 million. He'd increased it 4 months ago without telling me. Marcus was arrested at his office. When they read him his rights, he didn't even look surprised, just annoyed. The detective told me I was 2 weeks away from organ failure. 6 months of good morning kisses and fresh coffee. That's how long it takes to kill someone you promised to love forever.